What's going on, Guardians? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Autrysnipe, and today we're going to be talking about this Solar Sunbreaker Titan build. Up first is the super ability. We're going to be putting on the Hammer of Soul. Summon a flaming hammer and wrecking destruction down upon your enemies. Throw your hammer at foes. Upon impact, your hammer shatters into explosion, melting shards. And for the abilities, I do not like the towering barricade, but since we're going to be up close and personal, it is going to be really good to just barricade half of those enemies, deal with something, then go back and deal with the rest of those enemies. I like to use strafe jump, but whatever jump of the abilities you prefer to go ahead and do that. And for our melee ability, we're going to be doing the throwing hammer. And not only are we going to be throwing a hammer of destruction, but we're also going to be a tank with healing grenade. This grenade cures allies on impact and creates an orb of benevolent solar light, granting restoration to allies when picking up. Hopefully that's how you say benevolent. But on to the next. For the two aspects, up first we're going to be doing Soul Invictus. Hammer of Soul impacts and defeating scorched targets creates sunspots on the ground, which is actually really great because, you know, flames on the ground is going to be awesome for ad clearing. Your ability regeneration faster and your super drains more slowly while standing in the sunspots. And in the next aspect, we're going to be doing the Roaring Flames. Final blows with solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of your solar abilities, stacks 3 times. Which means that hammer throw is going to be doing a lot of damage, roughly around 150 to about 170,000. If you get all the stacks up. If not, then you're doing roughly around like 60,000 to like 120. So while your Roaring Flames is active, your uncharged melee attack deals solar damage and scorches targets. And for the beautiful fragments, we're going to be getting into the Ember of Benevolence. I have no idea how to say that because I cannot say that right. So we're going to be doing applying restoration, cure, or radiant to allies, grants increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration for a short duration. Then we're going on to the next fragment, Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. And for the third fragment, we're going to be putting on Ember of Searing. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy. And in the last but not least fragment area is Ember of Solace. Radiant and restoration effects applied to you have increased duration. Your radiant and restoration is just going to last longer, that way you're able to run to the next target and chuck your hammer. This becomes very helpful over time. Alright guys, let's get into the stats. What you should need: 100 resilience like always, because that is the meta, and then about 70 plus discipline, so you're able to get your healing need back fast. If you guys enjoy the content so far, make sure to smash that sub button, leave a comment if you guys enjoy these build videos. Also, you can check out some of my other build videos that I've run through Grandmasters. Check the channel out, it helps out a lot, guys. Alright, on to the next. Alright, Guardians, and in the helmet area is going to be solar energy. It really doesn't have to be solar energy because you're really not going to be using Ashes assets, but we're going to be applying melee Wellmaker since we're going to be using our hammer a lot to be killing a bunch of ads. Which powered melee combatant final blows spawns elemental wells that match your subclass type energy. And then whatever the other slots that you want to put on that are going to help your stats either get 100 resilience or a plus 70 discipline. And for the gauntlets, the big heavy hitter that we're going to be having on is the Synthoceps or Synthos gauntlets, which a lot of people like to have. The armor perk for this is Bionic Enhancements, improves melee lunge, range improvement, improves melee and super damage when you're surrounded. Now, let's have it while it's solar. And we're going to be putting on the Well of Life, which is basically picking up a solar elemental well, grants increased regeneration for a short period of time. Then for the second and third mod slots, I like to just put on the Unstopped Hand Cannon. I like to put these on, or you can put on whatever it is for that champ of that strike. And up next is going to be the chest armor. We're going to make that baby arc energy because I don't like to travel to my wells. I want my wells traveling to me, which is putting on Seeking Wells. Elemental wells you create will move across the ground towards nearby players such as you and also allies. For the second and third mod slot, put on whatever the strike needs, such as arc resistance or concussive dampener, sniper damage resistance mods, all of those type of stuffs, including the energy diffusion sub mod from the seasonal artifact. Please, on your leg armor, make it arc energy, and you're going to be wanting to put on striking light. The first perk to this really doesn't matter. You're really going to want to be looking at the second perk. But in order to activate this second perk, guys, you need to put on another arc mod in a socket in that armor piece, okay? Which is gain damage resistance against combatants while sprinting. And for the second and third slot, I like to put on Invigoration. Reduces melee cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power. Now for the last piece of armor before I tell you guys, is this ready for Grandmasters or not, we're going to be looking at the Titan Mark for solar energy, and you're going to be wanting to put on a Bountiful Wells. Elemental well mods that cause you to spawn elemental wells can now stack, spawning additional wells for each additional copy of that mod you have equipped. And since we're going to be wanting to be a tank and also killing a lot of ads at the same time, getting our healing nade back with 2 bombers, which is reduced grenade cooldown when using your class ability energy. Is this ready for Grandmasters? Is this an endgame build? And I would say yes, it is. I've used this. I've actually made a video. I was able to stand right in front of champions and basically just melt them within 4 to 5 hammer throws. So if you guys have made it this far into the video, I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you guys want next from my fast loadout abilities, all that type of stuff, what I would recommend for Grandmasters. Other than that, you guys have a good one. Peace.